Good morning, fellow traders. Black Coffee Trader coming at you here on a Thursday morning, February the 12th. And doing my morning analysis, I found something today that was very interesting, and I thought I would do kind of a daily trade plan video this morning. I'm not saying I'm going to do these again regularly, but I found something that is occurring across all four of the major indices. And also there's a divergence going on between the NASDAQ and ES, and I will talk about that. So first, I'm going to run through this little unique little phenomenon that I noticed that has happened across all the indices. Starting with the NASDAQ, this white line that you see is the Friday New York session high, and I call that Friday high of day. When I call high of day and low of day is New York session high. This is the New York session high, and then you also see this little green line right in here. Let me go to this chart. This is that Sunday night high, Sunday night overnight high. Notice how the NASDAQ is, during this week, we have stayed fairly above that range, the Friday high. We did dip through it yesterday, and then we reclaimed the Friday high, and in the overnight session, we have also reclaimed this Sunday night overnight high. So that is the thing that is occurring across all the indices. Look at ES, very, very similar picture. That white line is the Friday high. The green line is that Sunday night high. During the week, we have stayed fairly above that Friday high. We did dip through it yesterday. We reclaimed it. We've also reclaimed this Sunday high. Very, very potentially bullish look on the markets. On the Dow Jones, very, very similar. Obviously, the Dow Jones was a little bit more sloppy. Here you have that, excuse me, that white Friday high line. This green area here is that Sunday night open high, or that Sunday night high. We obviously on Monday had a big dip through that, Tuesday as well, yesterday as well. However, look at what happened. We reclaimed that Friday high in the overnight. We've also reclaimed that Sunday night high as well, just like the other three indices. And then you go to the Russell, same thing occurring here. Here, that white line, you've got the Friday high. This top of this range here, this level I've had on my charts for a while, this is that Sunday night high. During the week, we've stayed above that. Yesterday, dipped through it massively, and we've pushed right back up and reclaimed it. This is actually the Russell chart this morning is where I really started to notice this. I was like, wow, what a dip and what a reclaim. We've reclaimed that. We've reclaimed this as well. So if you look at the 2-minute chart, or the 1-minute chart across all of these, we're sitting above that Friday high, or that Sunday night open high on NQ, on ES, on the Dow Jones. This is that Sunday high. On the Russell, this is that Sunday high. So I believe that we have a potential, if this holds, on the NASDAQ, I would be looking for a hold and a move higher off of this Sunday night high, or a pullback to this Friday high would be even better for further upside there. That would be the look I'd be looking for on the bullish side on the NASDAQ. On ES, same thing occurs. I'm looking for this one and this one. Either we hold and we push, or we pull back and we push. Moving to the Dow Jones, it's the same exact thing. And the Russell, once again, the same exact thing. So that is very interesting. It is very rare that you have something like this occurring across all four of the indices. Usually you have one or a couple of them, maybe the Russell or the Dow Jones, that are way off base from the other ones, from that NASDAQ and the ES, but obviously that's not the case this morning. Now, here is the divergence. On the NASDAQ, you've got the daily 100, the daily 50, and the daily 20 all stacked right up here above this triple top high that we've had this week. This is the three daily highs this week are all sitting right here, and you've got the big 3 daily moving averages sitting right above this as well. So the problem with this entire thesis on ES and Q is, do we have enough steam? And if you take a long here or here, you're really just longing into this high, and you have to be cautious of this on what happens. Are we going to get a smackdown rejection off of that? Now, if we can break through this triple top high, and if we can start to break through a couple of these areas, especially if we can get above this one here on the daily 100, if you can get through that, this should be a rocket ship all the way up to this next level. We have a straight down move here, probably we'll have a straight up move there. So that's the question. The question here on NQ for me this morning is, do we have enough strength if this is a hold and reclaim and a push? Do we have enough to get through this area and get us out of this consolidation range? Here's the divergence on ES. On ES, you have those major areas sitting, those major daily levels sitting below, daily 20, daily 50, and daily 100 down here. So we are above that. That's the divergence. On NQ, they're sitting, all three are sitting above. On ES, all three are sitting below. I like that for the bulls. I think typically ES is going to be the stronger measure in the market perspective. So if we do get let me just zoom in here a little bit. Now, if we do get a pullback, do we have enough to get through? We've got that same thing. It's not quite as pronounced on ES as it is on NQ. You still have that triple top high. The other thing is we are very close to all-time highs. So the move may not be as much, but we also don't need as much to get us there. We also, on ES, if we do get a pullback to that Friday high, we have a nice little trade going up into that 7,000 range on ES. So that's what I'm going to really be looking for today is how does this divergence play out on ES and Q? Do we have strength? And does NQ have enough muscle? Does NQ have enough muscle to get us through this? And how does this divergence with these daily moving averages, these big 3 daily moving averages, how does that play in the marketplace? To the downside, if we lose on NQ, if we would have to lose the Monday low, in my opinion, if we lose this Monday low, that's where I would be looking for a breakdown. The thing is, if we dip down below the Friday high and we don't lose this week's low right in here, this could just be very sweaty. That could be some ugly price action there. We need to see this break cleanly for a move to the downside. The better move would be a pullback like we've talked about for further upside there. And that kind of occurs as well on ES. We'd have to lose this week's low, which is right here on Monday. We really have to lose this. If we pull back into this range, it could be an ugly day. If we don't hold these levels that I'm talking about, the Sunday night high and the Friday high, if we don't hold this reclaim that's happened overnight on the indices and we fall back into this range, it could be ugly. And that may not be very good trading. We have to break this week's low for us to see further downside. So let's take a quick look at the Dow Jones. I think that pretty much is the case as well. Yeah. See, here's the thing too. This is this week's low. And this is this big range. This is this huge area that we have broken above on the Dow Jones. I do really like this. I mean, you've got a big consolidation range here. And now you're starting a new block, so to speak. And the key is we really need to stay above this on the Dow Jones for the strength to continue. If we lose this, again, if we do lose that, we're looking for further downside on the Dow Jones as well. So I really don't want us to lose these Monday or this week's lows on really any of the markets. I really like this reclaim, and I think looking for upside is the right thing to do. But obviously waiting and seeing for it actually materializing is going to be the wise move. Russell, very much the same way. The only thing that I would say on the Russell is it's the weekly low is really yesterday's low. So there's a little bit of a flip in the narrative. We've got the, let's see here. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Whoops, I'm on the wrong spot. We have yesterday's low right here. We have the Tuesday low right here, and then we have the Monday low sitting right in here. So on the Russell as well, I really want us to hold above that Friday high and continue for further upside. If we lose this, I think if we lose yesterday's low, probably the same thing occurs. You're going to see a pretty rapid decline down to these levels. But if we stay within this range right in here, this could get kind of ugly. This could get ugly because the downside is on all of the indices. If we lose this Friday high, but we stay above the weekly low, we just get into this consolidation area again, and that may be a no bueno type of a trading day. So I don't know. We'll see. It's very interesting. I thought the trade plan for me was extremely clear this morning. I like it a lot. I'm really, really interested to see what happens with this divergence on NQ versus ES, where the daily moving averages are sitting up below price. On all of the indices, we have reclaimed the Friday and Sunday high. Whoops, that's the wrong one right there. The Friday high and the Sunday night highs. And so having that reclaim occurring on all four industries, in my opinion, is very bullish and bodes well to stronger upside today. And that's what I'll be looking for. But if it doesn't occur, then obviously we need to look for downside, or do we get into kind of a no trade area where this market just does this consolidation stuff. The other thing that is worth noting that could come into play, and maybe that changes this entire thesis by the time the market opens, but we do have unemployment claims this morning. That may or may not have enough steam to move the market. Obviously, we did have a great jobs number yesterday. It was so good that it kind of the market was kind of like, oh well. And I think that's kind of what we saw yesterday. So we'll see if unemployment has enough of a move to do anything today. And hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it stays within. I really don't want unemployment claims to shoot us up here across these markets. And then we just, you have to get in and go. I would rather we do some choppy stuff until this market opens and we either hold here or here across all the indices. In my opinion, this Friday high and this Sunday night open is huge, given the fact that we've dipped, reclaimed, and again, going back to the Russell, and I feel like I'm kind of regurgitating some things here, but it is such a pronounced dip and a reclaim on the Russell that maybe small caps has the tailwind that it needs to get us into some of these highs. So anyway, I just thought this was very, very interesting and very, very clean and clear idea this morning, and the fact that this is occurring across all four of the indices simultaneously exactly the same way just doesn't happen very often. It just doesn't happen very often. So best of luck to you today. Excuse me. Trade well. Let's put some green on the charts, and hopefully I'll have a green update for you tonight. That would be the goal. So keep your head on straight. Trade well. We'll catch up with you on the next one. Take care, and so long.